Am I live?
You are now live.
All right. Well, good afternoon. I am live. Good afternoon, and happy Thursday. All right. Welcome back to Tips from Elaine's Desk. Elaine Proby here, CEO of Proby's Tax and Accounting and Tips from Elaine's Desk. All right. So welcome to our Thursday afternoon conversation. And this discussion today, guys, happy Thursday. This discussion today is one that everyone can relate to. You don't have to be of age. It could be young folks. Everybody is going to be about tips to retire happy, which most of us want to be. We want to be happy all our life. And especially when we retire, we want to maintain that happiness, right? So it doesn't matter how old you are. Young people have a tendency to feel like, well, maybe, I don't want to think about retiring right now because I am already way too young for this. However, guys, one of the tips that I'm going to talk about today is going to speak to those young people. So we're going to talk about 3 tips to retire very happy. And I remember back when I was living with my grandmother going to high school, she was always saving money. She was always putting something away, saving it for a rainy day, as she called it. But in the meantime, they were picking up a habit of saving money at all times. So there's always going to be some money there for you. So if in fact, or when you retire, something happens, there's always some money there. A lot of us doesn't even practice that whole principle today. Okay. So let alone thinking on the long term of retirement. So I want to talk about 3 tips, guys, for retiring and being happy in retirement. And once again, a lot of us are not prepared. So young folks, listen up. If you feel like you're not quite at that age, everyone listen up. And those of you who are there right now, there's still things that you can continue to do. So the first point today, guys, is you want to plan early, okay? You want to plan early for your retirement. You don't want to wait and say, okay, well, I still have time. I'm in my 20s or I'm in my 30s or I'm in, I still have time. Start planning early because the earlier you start, of course, the more you're going to have, the more habits that you're going to be more accustomed to in order to maintain full retirement benefits and have things to where you can be happy in your retirement. You don't want any financial stress. That's the whole key to this thing, right? So you want to start early. You want to create a budget. We always talk about budgeting. You want to create a budget. You have to see what kind of money you have to spend, what kind of money you don't need to spend, right? Some things, cut back on expenses that you don't need. Put more away and then spend less if you have to, right? Because I think we all have a habit of spending. The more we make, the more we spend, the more we get, the more we spend. We don't think that if we get an extra $100 that we weren't expecting for whatever reason, we should save it or we should save half of it. We just figure we'll find a reason to spend it. So go over your expenses, see what it is that you don't have to spend any money on, guys. Set it aside, put it away, create this budget so you try to stick to it, right? Another thing is explore investments. There's other things out there you can invest in. Some people at this point, they may want to spend money, invest money in in, let's say, income properties, so they can have some passive income. They don't have to really work for it. Money just comes in. So you might want to, and there's other types of investment that you can put money in. We could talk about those investment vehicle to where you can have your money work for you. The greatest thing is to have money that's working for you. So when you wake up in the morning, your bank account or whatever account is growing, or your asset is growing, equity is growing in your asset. If let's say it's real estate and you have money that's continuing to grow. So that's one of the other things you could do is investment options. You want to explore those, right? And then one thing that a lot of people don't do right now, and you can, even no matter how old you are right now, young people again think this doesn't really apply to them. You can check on your Social Security benefits, right? So go online to the Social Security website, guys. You can create an account and you can see what your benefits is going to be. It'll give you all that information, how much you will get when you retire at a certain age. It'll give you all that information so you can see what your Social Security benefits is going to be. That will also help you to plan on other types of retirement. This is why they try to get everybody to open an IRA, open a different type of retirement account, because you can't just completely rely on one source of income when you retire. So that's another thing that most people don't do. And another thing that a lot of folks do, and you want to plan for this, because you might want to think about how would you earn additional income upon retirement. Sometimes, you're going to have and you want to plan it before you retire. So you want to have that additional source of income, maybe so you could do some other stuff that you want to do and still don't interfere with the monies you're setting aside. Some people may get a second job, which was never one of my favorite things because that's just too much working. However, you could maybe start a business. A lot of people do this. They start a business so they can stay active and they can have additional source of income coming in so they can set it aside. And then upon retirement, of course, you will have something to stay busy with. This is what we want to do, stay busy when we retire, okay? So guys, those are some of the things as far as planning early, getting ahead of the game so you can have money set aside for your retirement. And this is going to make you very happy because you won't have financial stress, okay? So thanks for jumping on here. Lerner Smith, thanks for the heart. Stephen Smith, hello. Thank you for jumping in. Risha, Utah Smith, thank you. Good afternoon, Miss Elaine. Good afternoon, you guys. Hit like and share on this video. We're talking about 3 tips to retire happy. This conversation is for any age. It doesn't matter how old you are, guys. A lot of times, again, like I said, when you're young, you're thinking, I'm not worried about retirement right now. I'm just going to think about that later. There's no such thing. Start early. Start setting money aside. The more you do, the more you have later. Okay, so plan early is number 1. The second point today, guys, you're going to have to be able to adjust to expectations. So tips for retirement and be happy, adjust expectation, because, it's not what it's all propped up to be. Everybody said, oh, I can't wait to retire. There's things that you have to plan to do after you retire, right? And so you have to, your spending habits is going to change because then your income is going to change. Those of you who may have had a job that's paying you, say, $100,000, your retirement is probably going to pay you $60,000 a year. So your spending habits is going to have to change, which is fine because you are now at a different age where some of the things that you were doing earlier, you probably don't need to do anyway, okay? So social interactions, this is something that's going to be adjusted. Your social interaction is going to adjust as you retire. So while you're trying to stay busy, right, you have to be open-minded. You have to be prepared for the reality of the fact that your life is going to change. Things are going to slow down. You're not going to be maybe as flexible as you used to be. So these are some of the expectations that you're going to have to adjust to as you go along, right? Your energy level might not be the same. And, mentally, we always think that we can still do the things we did before. But, your energy may not allow for you to be doing a lot of the stuff that you used to do before. So just adjust to those things. And then you have to just do things that, adapt to certain things that your body, your energy can afford to do and still have fun, right? So there's all of these challenging things that may happen. Traveling, you might not be able to do that as much as you used to, a lot of stuff. So, but you have to just stay active and then you have to just stay busy. You have to plan so that you're not totally blindsided. So plan ahead so you're not totally blindsided with some of the activities and adjustments that you're going to have to make when you retire. So again, if you plan for it, you plan for these changes, it makes a difference and you can still retire and stay happy because as you go along, you adjust the things that your body, your energy level can adjust to. So if you're used to doing like I did, play ball and sliding to the bases, and now you can't do that anymore, then take something that's much easier for your body and your strength and your energy level can handle. So there's all kinds of levels of sports, all kinds of different levels of activities that you can participate in. You know what I mean? So this is what you need to do. Okay. So thank you guys for jumping on here. Hey, Selector Malcolm. Good afternoon. How are you? Rod Smith. Hi, sis. Hey, brother. How are you guys? 3 tips to retire and be happy. Hit like and share on this video. Again, we're speaking to every age out there because you have to start early and think about this is going to come as long as we're here. It's going to be that retirement age. Third point today, guys, and I just love this. This is where a lot of people go wrong. You have to maintain social connections. I have a lot of clients that come to my desk who have retired. The next year they come back to do their taxes and they're like, I just wish I didn't retire. I'm so bored. I don't have anything to do, and then they start losing, all type of enthusiasm again with life because they didn't plan. They lose their social connection if they had one, or they didn't know how to create one if they didn't. So now because they're not going to that job every single day, they're bored. They don't know what to do. And see, this is just not a good thing, guys. So you need to maintain social connections. If you was not one of those very sociable people, you need to start doing something. Stay connected with your friends and family, community groups. This will all help you so that you don't feel so isolated. When you're so used to getting up and say going to work or doing something every single day, just think about it. Getting up now, not having to go to that job, now not having to see your coworkers anymore. No, you got to maintain social connection with people there's community groups that, a lot of people that may have retired, friends and associates retired around your age. Find out where these people are, stay connected with these people. Do something simple as maybe just go out to lunch maybe once a week, once a month, just get together. You have to maintain a connection with folks when you retire for you to be happy. The other part about this is volunteer. A lot of people volunteer. They'll go to some of these nonprofit places and volunteer, whatever it is that you love to do. If you were, say, a dancing instructor, you can go and volunteer and maybe teach this at a community center or, different type of homes that always need volunteers. So there's no reason to be bored. Volunteer to do this. Take a dance class, take some kind of classes. If you love to cook, go to a cooking class, get sociable, guys. I'm telling you, too many people retire, they're bored, and a lot of times physically they kind of lose it. And my clients come back and every year they, some of them come back, they had a stroke, they have something, they're not active. You have to eat well, develop a routine, exercise your mind, exercise your body, stay physically active. You know what I mean? It's join clubs. This is like a lot of stuff that people can do. But I am letting you know now that I've had these folks come to my desk every year after year after year, and they haven't done anything different. And again, when you're not staying active physically and mentally, again, it takes a toll on, first of all, it takes a toll on your happiness. So now you're retired, you're totally unhappy. That doesn't make any sense, right? So do things to keep you happy. So that's my third point today, guys. Maintain social connections. So let's recap. Hi, Laverne Smith. Thanks for jumping in here. Guys, hit like and share. 3 tips to retire happy. And again, you don't have to worry about, I don't know, I'm not there yet. When I was younger, I wasn't even thinking about it. And then young people now, they don't think about it. But now that I'm at that age where most people are retiring and so many people have, a lot of people have a plan for it. I see the financial effect that this does have. So we do have to plan on this stuff. Number 1, plan early. Make sure that you start saving now. Get rid of expenses you don't need to have. Put more money aside, right? Put more money aside. I remember saying to myself, I will save next year. I'm going to save the year after next. I'm going to just do what I want and spend all I can and go where I'm going. And I'll set some money up next year, right? So that does not quite work. Okay, doesn't work. Later on, you look back, all that money that you thought you was going to set aside that you never did, and then you think about how much money you could have now. So you want to plan, you want to invest, you want to create a budget, and you want to make sure that when you retire, you could be happy because you have enough finance to be happy with. Second point, adjust expectations. Things aren't going to be exactly like they used to. Maybe you were able to run around and travel and do a whole lot of stuff. Energy level was great. Maybe play some kind of strenuous sports, or being active, have a good time. Again, I know that doesn't work because it doesn't work for me, and I don't believe it worked for a whole lot of you guys. You got to get some low energy stuff to do, take dance classes, do certain things, and you want to make sure that you just stay active. Okay, this is one of the most important thing because again, it'll take a toll on you physically and mentally. Okay, social interactions, keep doing that. Third point today: maintain social connections. This is so important. Again, you have to stay connected so that you don't feel isolated. Again, this wears on your mental state. You no longer going to this place of work where everybody is there saying good morning every day and you're in the coffee room. That doesn't work. Or you have a business. Some people have a certain age, they sell their business, so they're no longer active there anymore. So you don't want to feel isolated because everybody else around you is busy. Everybody else around you is gone. So you have to stay connected. You have to stay social, volunteer, go places, and just give some of the information that partake with some of that stuff, go teach someone something, or go help out somewhere, right? Volunteer, again, take classes. I know people who they've gotten great hobbies and they will knit and sew and bake, and then they'll go somewhere and give it away. They're not really in it to make money from it, but they're in it to stay active and keep the mind active, okay? Join social club. Go out with friends and family, do things, eat well, exercise. This is the third point: maintain social connections. All right. So there's a lot of things that you can do to be happy while in retirement. So that's it for my 3 points today. You guys should like and share this video. That brings me back to those of you who is working on your business, right? Because that's another source of income. Another source of income for a lot of people, and some people it's their only source of income. So what you want to make sure that you also, especially those self-employed, all these entrepreneurs planning for retirement, we're going to have a whole segment on how you plan for retirement. So that's going to have to be a session on its own, or we probably have to do that in a panel. But super important, because some of you who have jobs, money's being set aside. Some of you who are working for yourself, you're not doing a great job of setting it aside. And don't tell me that you are, because I've known so many people, myself included, at the time, just didn't do it like I should. So those of you who still is working in your business, go to elainesdesk.com. So much information there. If you need to get it started, if you have already gotten it started, I spoke to someone this morning who wants to know how they can create a website so they can sell their merchandise online without having a direct interaction with people who wants to purchase. Something just as simple as that, you need help with. So go to elainesdesk.com. And yes, we need help. Hello. Okay, there you are. All right. I wasn't going to say anything about who that is, but hello, Ms. Angie. All right. So, we can assist with that process. So whatever your problem is, whatever your question is, whatever your concern is, whatever you're stuck on, I can assist you guys with the process. Again, going on 40 years of doing business, and also help so many people to set up their business, operate their business, staying in compliance, and making millions of dollars. I am always excited and happy to see everyone climb up that ladder, because there's so much money out there for everyone. Okay, so 2023 is our year, you guys. So go to elainesdesk.com and check out all those videos. Lots of information there. And if you still need some clarification, go to probystacks.com. There's a calendar there. Set up a 15-minute free consultation. I'll be happy to talk to you guys, whatever that might be, personal and business-wise, okay? Your taxes, your business, all of your finances, we can take care of it. And, of course, those of you who have not filed those S-Corp and partnership tax returns, September 15th is the deadline. Make sure you get that information in. You can send it to Proby Tax and Accounting at our secure website, and no matter where you are, we can take care of it for you, okay? So I think that takes care of it. All right, thanks for jumping on here, Angie, all you guys, Lauren, all of you guys who's on here, Malcolm, everybody else, Laverne, you guys, thanks for jumping on. All of those of you who are watching, you guys, every Tuesday and every Thursday, we're here with great information. So join me back every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. I love it. All right. So with that said, you guys have a wonderful rest of your Thursday afternoon. And here we are again, almost at the end of another week. And this holiday just really cut this one short for me. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your Thursday and have a fabulous weekend. And I will see you guys back here next Tuesday. With that said, take care of each other and take care of yourself. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.